In the heart of ancient India, amidst verdant fields and bustling marketplaces, lived a younger named Ravi. His days were filled with the typical routines of youth, lessons in scriptures and warfare, aiding his father in the fields, participating in local games with friends. Yet, beneath this ordinary veneer, Ravi carried a weighty secret, his growing behavior to self-pleasure. Though a seemingly harmless habit at first, it quickly took a destructive turn, consuming his thoughts and his time. His once lively eyes began to display a weary look, his vitality drained. His performance in lessons declined as his concentration wavered, his mind often clouded with an unrelenting urge. His friends, once finding him jovial and engaging, now saw him retreating into an invisible shell, his laughter and camaraderie gradually replaced with silence and solitude. His behavior spilled into his familial duties too. The robust young man who used to tirelessly help his father now barely managed to get through the day without feeling fatigued. His mother, though unaware of his struggle, noted with concern his lack of appetite and his increasing inclination to isolate himself in his room. The walls of despair seemed to close in around Ravi. Recognizing his behavior, he attempted to overcome it, to free himself from the chains that held him captive. He sought solace in prayer, attempted to distract himself with work, even tried meditating by the serene riverbank. But each time, his resolve crumbled, leaving him feeling defeated. His lack of understanding about his problem, paired with the absence of guidance, rendered his attempts futile. The looming shadow of his behavior grew darker each day, leaving Ravi in increasing despair, yearning for a beacon of hope to guide him out of his predicament. On an auspicious day when the villagers were engrossed in a lively festival, Ravi's life took an unexpected turn. Amidst the vibrant music and laughter, he noticed an unusual presence. There, seated calmly under the shade of a massive banyan tree, was Sadghuru, a respected spiritual master known for his profound wisdom and insight. Drawn by curiosity, Ravi found himself moving towards this serene figure. Ravi tentatively approached Sadhguru, his heart pounding. He confessed his struggle, laying bare the battle he had been fighting in silence. Sadhguru, listening with compassion, spoke about a spiritual approach to Ravi's problem, underlining the importance of balance and channeling energy productively. Ravi, desperate yet skeptical, felt a tug of resistance within. This was unlike any solution he had contemplated. It did not involve mere distraction or resistance, but a deeper internal transformation. Could such a shift really free him from his chains? The seeds of doubt sprouted in his mind, yet he found himself intrigued by Sadhguru's serene confidence. Feeling a strange blend of skepticism and hope, Ravi decided to tread this unfamiliar path, not realizing that this encounter was going to be a turning point in his life. As the first light of dawn painted the sky, Ravi sat at the feet of Sadhguru, ready to receive the wisdom he hoped would liberate him from his shackles. Sadhguru, looking into the eager eyes of the young man before him, began to unveil his teachings. Life is energy, Ravi, he began, his voice serene yet commanding. Everything around us, everything within us, is a play of this vital force. Your struggle is not with an external enemy, but with misdirected energy. He elucidated the ancient Indian philosophies that viewed devalue yourself energy as a potent life force, a source of creativity and vitality, not a mere agent of pleasure. The key, Sadhguru emphasized, lies in understanding and harnessing this energy. Seed, for a man, is a concentrated life force. Excessive indulgence in self-pleasure can lead to a drain of this energy. Sadhguru elaborated on the art of seed retention. It's not about suppression, Ravi. It's about transformation. By channeling this energy upwards, through meditation and yogic practices, you can unlock higher levels of consciousness and well-being. However, Sadhguru was careful to underline that the journey was about balance, not extreme repression. Remember, the aim is not to shun or devalue yourself, but to integrate it into your life in a balanced, healthy manner. Ravi, grappling with this profound teaching, felt a strange sense of relief. His problem was not a personal failing, but a misdirection of energy, something he could learn to manage. His skepticism began to wane, replaced with a glimmer of hope. Determined to incorporate Sadhguru's teachings into his life, he began his journey of transformation. Each day, he would rise with the sun, learning and practicing meditation and yoga under Sadhguru's watchful guidance. He observed his urges without acting upon them, learning to accept their presence while focusing on his practices. It wasn't easy. There were times when he faltered, his old habits calling out to him. But with each stumble, Ravi found himself standing up again, guided by Sadhguru's wisdom. The days turned into weeks, and Ravi could feel a change. The urge to succumb to his behavior was still there, but it was no longer an insurmountable monster. Instead, it was becoming a part of his journey, a challenge he was learning to navigate. As he continued to walk on the path laid out by Sadhguru, Ravi found a ray of hope piercing through the dark clouds of his despair. Despite the newfound understanding of his issue and the promising path that lay before him, Ravi's journey was far from easy. Embracing Sadhguru's teachings meant waging the battle against a behavior that had gripped him for a long time. His old habits stubbornly clung to him, frequently tempting him to retreat to his past ways. The silent whispers of temptation often grew into thunderous roars that left him torn and anxious. Moreover, the practices that Sadhguru recommended, meditation, yoga, and energy channeling, were new and challenging for Ravi. At times, they even felt overwhelming. The serenity that these practices promised seemed elusive as Ravi often found his mind wandering back to his desires, his concentration wavering. There came a point when Ravi felt exhausted, torn between the struggle and the prospect of an easy surrender to his behavior. It was then that he remembered Sadhguru's words, "This journey is not about fighting yourself, but understanding and transforming yourself." This served as a turning point for Ravi. He realized that his approach had been one of conflict rather than transformation. From that moment, Ravi committed himself wholly to this spiritual practice. He decided to embrace his struggles as a part of his journey, to treat his falls not as defeats but as opportunities to rise stronger. No longer did he view his behavior as a formidable enemy, but as a misguided energy he had to channelize. Over the weeks under Sadhguru's guidance, Ravi began to witness a transformation. His journey was marked not by leaps and bounds, but by small, steady steps towards progress. The practices that once felt alien and overwhelming were slowly becoming a part of his daily routine. Meditation began to bring him moments of stillness and clarity, and yoga made him feel more connected with his body. As he learned to redirect his energy, Ravi noticed an improvement in his self-control and focus. His progress wasn't limited to this struggle with behavior alone. The changes began to spill over into various aspects of his life. His daily duties no longer felt like burdensome tasks, but rather an extension of his discipline and mindfulness. His focus in the scriptures and the martial arts, which had once waned, returned with a newfound vigor. He helped his father in the fields with renewed energy and enthusiasm, his fatigue a thing of the past. His relationships, too, began to mend. The camaraderie he shared with his friends, which had been tarnished by his isolation and mood swings, slowly began to revive. His friends noticed a change in Ravi, a certain calmness replacing the anxious restlessness that had marked his demeanor. His mother, who had worried endlessly over her son's well-being, found herself relieved to see his appetite return, his mood lighten, and his isolation dissipate. The transformation of Ravi from a younger bound by the shackles of his behavior to a young man radiating discipline and balance was a spectacle that unfolded slowly yet surely. His journey was a testament to the power of inner strength and resilience. In this transformative journey, he was able to look back at his past behavior with clarity. He realized the destructive path he had been on, the way his behavior had started to erode his life, and the relationships he valued. This realization, while painful, also marked his victory. It was an acknowledgement that he had transcended a dark phase of his life and had emerged stronger and wiser. The positive impacts of Ravi's transformation reverberated through his life. The exhaustion and despair that once clouded his existence were replaced by vitality and hope. His daily duties became a source of satisfaction, his learnings a source of joy. His relationships, which had suffered during his struggle, flourished in the warmth of his newfound balance. His friends enjoyed his cheerful company, his parents reveled in his regained energy and happiness, and the community respected his discipline and resilience. Ravi's transformation was more than just overcoming in behavior. It was a journey towards enlightenment, a path that led him to understand his deeper self. His battle had been fierce, but the victory was sweeter for it. His struggle had been personal, but its impact had been universal, touching not just his own life, but also the lives of those around him. In his transformation, Ravi found his purpose, his strength, and most importantly, his freedom.